And welcome everyone that is watching. I've got something for you, Bryce. We got another rainstorm coming into Arizona, very rare. So I'm going to try to do a fast live for you. It was on a thumbnail. It's going to be on a 7-day camping trip. How it affected me and my cousin Jim. Well, for him it was negative, for me it was positive. And that's the way life is, both positive and negative. Does anyone dream, is my question. Does anyone dream? Does anyone remember their dreams? Does anyone want to remember their dreams? Does anyone want to, well, I got something for you. In a little bit, I'll explain why dreams are so important. One right off the top is, well, over 120 times, biblically, dreams have been told over 120 times. And what we find biblically is a lot of them have come true for those that have had the dreams. I can't go into all of them right now because I want to get through this before the next rainstorm on me. So that's what I'm going to say. Do you have dreams? Those that do have dreams, are they reoccurring dreams? By the way, it's a little warm out here, but it's only 100 degrees. I'm so grateful. It's always been in a lot higher in Arizona, so this is a cool day for us. 100 degrees, just before about 5:30 in the afternoon. Do you remember your dreams? And do you want to have dreams? Do you have reoccurring dreams? These are the questions I have. And anyone that does have that, well, I might have something for you. Here you go, buddy boy. He'll get to it sooner or later. Hey, Lucky Gamma, you're at Unkaha. Gamma, what's your favorite color? I guess it's, well, I was told green was my color because green is healing. And I'll go into that. But green and yellow are my colors that I came in on this lifetime. I'll go into that another time. Loki Gamma Slay. Okay. So if you have reoccurring dreams, is my point, that you have something to diagnose. Diagnosing your dreams is what the key is. Even biblically, diagnosing them correctly is what brings you to a higher level of spiritual growth. Tyler, hello Tyler. I'm going to do a question and answer thing here as we go until the rain comes down on us, and then I gotta go. But it's going to be under a dream. Not only I've had dreams in the past that have saved my life, is what I'm saying, and they're not to be taken for amusement. All right. A lot of people say you don't remember their dreams. My question to you is, do you have a black and white dream, which is very rare, or do you have color dreams? Of glory, I bet you're a trip. I've been a trip all my life, let me tell you. Lemuria, Jamwell Pumpkin, Lemuria. Yes, Lemuria was just before Atlantis, and before Lemuria was Mu. I didn't go into that yet, but I can't wait. Chandelier, hi. Hope you're doing well. Chandelier, I hadn't heard from you forever. Chandelier, check out her section of her. She's got a farm. She's got a bunch of animals. Ooh, I'd love to go and visit Chandelier someday. Kaylee, did you know you're existing We all exist when we come into this planetary body. We all exist on different levels. Some of us are more conscious than others, that's all. Hey, Leon, Highwayman. Hey, it's Highwayman. Hey. And then there's, hi, Jersey. You got some trolls here. Yeah, Chandelier, I got some trolls here, but you know what? Everybody's welcome. You know why? Because even trolls have to learn that it's better to give out, it's better to bless than it is to curse, because it comes back to you tenfold, especially on this channel. You better be careful on what you do. Loki, yo, 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 hey, wow, big brain power. Kaylee, big brain power. Yes, we need more power in our brains, but it's our mind that really directs us. More so than our mind is our heart. And I'll go into that someday. Roscoe, where are you? Hey, Roscoe, you know where I am? I'm in Arizona. That's as close as I'm going to tell you right now. Hey, truckers, what are you wearing? Truckers, what are you wearing? Oh, I used to be a trucker. I drove for Beacons for like... Oh my goodness. Hey, look at this guy. He just jumped up on me and I think he might have had a chicken bone. Are you okay, boy? Yeah, he's all right. Yeah, he got a hold of a chicken wing. Oh, man. What's going on here? Yep. Yeah, I'm live, but what happened to my, there it is. Sorry, guys, my dog just jumped up. He had, that he got rid of. Yes, did you hear that little bark he had? Yeah, that was my little rescue, Skippy. Getting back, sorry for the delay, but it happens. Okay, so this has to do with some dreams that I had that were consecutive, all right? 3 consecutive dreams that happened 1, 2, 3 in a row that came true for me on a 7-day camping trip. What are the chances of that? Well, considering my record of dreams, it's very plausible since they've saved my life since I was 18. And that's what I'm trying to say. Anybody that's had dreams consecutively, there's something your subconscious and higher self is trying to get a hold of you to look at a little closer so that you can progress spiritually. And that's what it's basically coming down to. Whether it be a nightmare or just a recurring dream. And I'm going to go I'm going to try to get through these 3 dreams so at the end here, I can tell you how to remember your dreams, all right? And by the way, I understand if somebody has to go. And if you have to go, that's fine. But do remember this channel to where I'm going to repost it so you can come back and where you left off, that's all. Because this is pretty important stuff. So this is what I had. 3 dreams that were consecutive. 1, 2, 3. They came true on a 7-day camping trip. The first part, I only had like an hour's sleep. And which was rare in itself to remember any dreams, let alone 3 in a row. But that's what happened. I had 1 hour, I had 50 minutes of sleep to go on a camping trip with my cousin Jim. And what happened was I had, the first dream was I lost my canoe. I lost my canoe. My canoe is unsinkable. Well, at least from when I bought it in 1980 to 2003, it was unsinkable. We tried to sink it. Could never do it. And then after that dream was Elsie the cow. Elsie the cow will save you. But this Elsie the cow was black and white. And as we all know or don't, if you look back in history, I believe it was 1936, Elsie the cow was brown and white. It wasn't black and white. It was by Borden. Borden's Elsie the cow was brown. Brown, a little white. But it wasn't black and white. So I said, that's kind of ridiculous. Elsie the cow was brown and white, not black and white. And then the third one was a Viking chick that I was going to meet. Her name was Gretchen, and I was going to have something going on in the bathroom with her, and all three of the dreams were red, red on all three. And as I've kind of mentioned in the past, but anytime you have a red dream with red around it, it's a warning dream. This is something to remember, kids. A warning dream is very important to keep in mind. So we're going to Apache Lake for 7 days. And to get to Apache Lake, you gotta go through Canyon Lake, which goes out 5 Fingers, which I've fished there too. Then there's Tortilla Flats, and then another 6 miles you get to Apache Lake. Apache Lake I've been to many times. In fact, dozens and dozens of times. It's 17 miles long. I was there one time in the 90s with a good buddy of mine, Jerry, and his brother, who just came in from Australia. And this guy he's quite a character. He drove a bicycle over 2,000 miles in the outback of Australia. When he ran out of money, he stopped at a town, made some money, and then he pedaled on down the road. Is that not a bit? And he caught a 600-pound grouper. Yeah, I got pictures of that. Anyway, Richard's quite an amazing guy. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there. There's more people that are amazing than me. But as far as dreams go, this is all true story stuff. So we get to Apache Lake. I have my canoe on top of my dad's original 1970 Volkswagen, which I have right out here. And I had the canoe on top. Now we took the canoe off from the marina to Party Cove. It's 5 miles. 5 miles. And we had over $150 worth of meat in our ice chest. Now, you need more than meat to stay alive, but I guess we didn't end up eating all the meat anyway. It was in July. It was over it's 115, 118 out there, and we were doing more of a fast than eating meat, but we only had 2 gallons of water. So the first 2 days, we finished our water. I had a gallon, he had a gallon, and so we had to paddle back to the marina, and we got 20 gallons of water, which was a very wise choice. So when we get back to Party Cove, this is on the 3rd day, by the way, and for 3 days we've been paddling up and down this Apache Lake, which I've fished and camped all over the place over the years. It's 17 miles long, by the way. So one day we went from the one dam all the way to the other dam and back. So that was over 17 miles in itself. We were just paddling everywhere. We were getting stronger every day, and I wasn't even hurting the next day. So we were building up our muscles. So on the 3rd day, this is what happened. I had about 35-mile-an-hour winds, and I couldn't get back to Party Cove. So I filled for ballast, the front end of my canoe with a bunch of rocks. When I got into Party Cove, I didn't pull it in headwise. I pulled it in where I was sitting. And as I was pulling it in that way, other boats were coming in, and so a little water sloshed, a little bit more into the canoe. So when I turned around to Jim, who was making, we're Italian, so I guess he was making some spaghetti and meatballs at the time. I was showing him the fish that I had. I thought we were going to have fish. No, he says, "Look, your canoe is sinking." I said, "That's ridiculous. My canoe doesn't sink. It's unsinkable." As I turned around, it was standing up like a pencil. And I was going to grab hold of the rope, and he says, "No, don't grab hold of the rope." And I didn't, but it went straight down like a suction straight down, which happened to be 48 feet down. And I was not able to retrieve my canoe. So for those are the first 3 days. We had 4 more days to go. 4 days. And my cousin Jim, he works in a hospital. He's one of those guys, the orthoscopic. They go in the knee, they have the camera, doctor says go this way, go that way, and all that. It was a very important job for him to get back to his hospital because we had no phone now, no phone internet, and he had a call to tell them that he might be late, but he couldn't do it. And as we well know, in some job situations, if you don't give a phone call or let them know that you're not going to be there, they fire you. And that was his situation. So for 4 days, we had no contact. There was no, for some reason, all the boats were coming in at nighttime, but nobody was coming in the daytime. So during that time period of 4 days, I had firecrackers. I'm throwing them off and everything. And Jim, excuse me, Jim wants to know why am I so happy. I said, Jim, come on. I already had a dream about losing my canoe. So all we have to do is wait for Elsie the cow, who's going to rescue us. Oh, that did not fare well with Jim. He was not very pleased with that answer. But what could you do? We were stranded on Party Cove. So on the 4th day, a boat comes in early in the morning. It comes up to us and says, hey, what are you guys doing here? How'd you get here? And I told him the story. I lost my canoe. And he says, we've been fishing here for 5 days, and we haven't caught a thing. And my son, he's been looking to catch a catfish. I said, catfish? By that time, I was been fishing. I pulled up a stringer. I had a big bass, and I had a catfish over 5 pounds. And I said, you can have both these fish if you take us back to my car. Because this guy, he's got to get to work by midnight. And the guy says, hey, no problem. So we all jumped in his boat. Now, on the way down to the marina, I'm telling him about the dream I had. How about, how I was going to lose my canoe, and I did. And I said, but what's very puzzling is all my dreams come true in my life. And what I found was it hasn't come true on this one because Elsie the cow was supposed to save us. He says, Elsie the cow? And he said, that's the name of this boat. I said, what? And then the ears perked up on Jim. And he says, yeah, Elsie the cow is the name of my boat. I said, it's the name of your boat. And then he had this visor with his hat over it, and he took the hat off, put up the visor, and there was this black and white cow hanging down. So this is Elsie. This is Elsie the cow. That was my dream. I had a black and white cow. Elsie the cow was going to save us. Not only was it the boat, but there's a black and white cow. So Jim now is saying, yeah, he's starting to believe me as far as my dreams come true. Which I've told him in the past, but he never did believe him. So then we get back to the marina. I get into the car, and I say, hey, Jim, well, we don't have a canoe to put it back on here, but we got the rest of the meat. Why don't we stop at Tortilla Flats for some breakfast? Tortilla Flats has the best pancakes that you'd ever want to eat. I said, yeah, I guess so. And then he says, yeah, but you never did meet Gretchen, the Viking. Said, yeah, well, I'm okay with just two dreams coming true. So we push open the doors, and at the very end of the very end of the room is a girl standing up screaming at her boyfriend saying, you are the worst lover I've ever had. And she's nailing this guy and she's screaming at the top of her voice. Everybody could hear in the whole room. Hey, this guy deserves another cookie. Come here. Yeah. I love this guy too. He's my other rescue. So she's screaming, worst lover and all that, and then she's looking at me. I'm looking at her. It was like electricity going through the room. And then she stops screaming at him and walks over to me. And she says, oh, we have the same cameras, which I had the same. It was like a Polaroid instant crummy cameras, back then in the 2004 time. It was 2004, just give you a time period. And I said, yeah, well, there's a lot of cameras like that around. She says, would you mind having your uh, your friend here take a picture of you and me together? I said, the only reason I would have that happen is this camera that I have, we would have the same person take a picture of us. And the only way it could happen, the only way, is if your name is Gretchen. She said, my name is Gretchen. Jim and I look at each other, no way. But it was Gretchen because right after that, her boyfriend was screaming, Gretchen, get back over here. So it was like he couldn't hear what we were talking about. Her name was Gretchen. What's the chances of that? So then after, click, click, we both take our pictures. Now she says, do you know the bathroom? Do you know where the girls' bathroom is? I said, yes, I do. And she says, well, where is it? And I said, well, you just go right on the corner and right over there, and you go right over there. And she says, could you show me where it is? I said, now, mind you, I had a dream about a girl, Viking chick, blonde, asking me where the bathroom was with red all around it. You know what I said? I said, nah, I don't think it's a good idea. And all of a sudden, her boyfriend starts screaming, Gretchen, get back here. And so she did. And that's what I'm saying. I had 3 dreams. It totally came true, one after another. Dreams are not for amusement. They are for, well, symbolic as well as literal for you to learn from. And that's what I was going to say. Anybody having dreams, or let's say you don't have dreams, you want to have dreams, this is what you do. Have a little night light on. Have a piece of paper and pencil. When you wake up in the middle of the light, when you wake up in the middle of the night, you'll have a light that you can scribble down whatever. Even if you kids don't know how to write that are watching me, just scribble something. And that scribble will be something symbolic to where you say, hey, that's what that was. And you guys that can write, you write down just a few words or the topic or the idea. And then when you wake up in the morning, you'll have a little bit of it. And then you look at the paper that you wrote on and you say, hey, that's what it's all about. Then you write a little bit more on it. And then from there, I'm saying you don't even need a book. But I do suggest the one I grew up with when I was 18, the Magic Mirror by Edgar Casey. I started reading that and I couldn't wait to go to bed so I can get a dream. And from there, it usually takes a week, 3 days, and then eventually within 1 day, your dreams start coming true right in front of your eyes, okay? And that's the way it works. If you want to progress, because that's what it is. Your conscious mind doesn't remember diddly. It's your subconscious that has your information, your higher self that directs you. So when you have the subconscious, conscious, and higher self working together, this is where you grow. You grow spiritually. That's all I got time for because I see it's going to be lightning and thundering very shortly. Sorry for the mishap earlier with Skippy. Skippy turned off this machine. Wish I got to watch closer on this guy. So if you'd like to give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, comment would be great. And anything after that, I'd be very grateful. Until I see you again, which will be tomorrow, because I get off at 2. So about 5-ish on, what is today? Friday. So Saturday, about 5-ish. I'll be back on telling another true story for anyone that would be interested. Until then, be well. God victory. And till we see you again, God bless you.